What's up, Aries? I hope that this video finds you well and in excellent spirits. As always, my name is Mel and welcome to my channel, Divine Feminine Works. If you're new here, welcome. If you're returning, welcome back. This channel is everything tarot, astrology, and spirituality. So if those are the things that interest you, don't forget to hit that subscribe button as well as the notification bell so you'll always be notified when I come out with new content. All right, Aries, this is going to be the astro forecast and horoscope for the month of October 2020. I've explained in all of my videos, and I will explain again, that these videos are coming out a lot later than I would have liked them to. Normally, I like to get them out at the beginning of the month, so you guys have all the information and all the guidance you need to sort of navigate through the month as it unfolds. But this month, with the astrological energies being the way that they are, it was super difficult. I had started doing these videos like at the end of September, and they were just not right. The energy was really off. Although you can't see my face, it's like I even looked like my energy was just very low, very slow. They just were not coming together. I was having technical difficulties, a whole bunch of stuff. And then I was like, all right, let me take some time out to just rest and like get my shit together. And then I'll come back, I'll do these videos. And then in that rest period, I realized why everything was like so off in trying to do this. And I use this story as an explanation and an example of how astrology works in like real life. So we've got Mars retrograde in Aries, square Saturn, Jupiter, and Pluto now going direct in the sign of Capricorn. And if you're not aware, Saturn, Jupiter, and Pluto is what's being called as the Great Conjunction. And the Great Conjunction is really what's responsible behind all of this craziness that we're experiencing in society right now, whether it's the pandemic, whether it's election season here in the United States, whether it's like race riots. We as a society are changing. Our environment is changing, and that change is really due in part to this Great Conjunction. And when you throw Mars in the mix, and Mars being retrograde at that, you have this energy of frustration, this energy of anger, because there's a lot of stop and go, there's a lot of delays, a lot of roadblocks, a lot of endings, dead end, setbacks. And in the midst of that, you've got some positivity here and there, but it's few and far between because Saturn is really potent in Capricorn. Saturn in Capricorn is at home. Jupiter is really weak in Capricorn. Jupiter does not like being in Capricorn, and it doesn't perform well in Capricorn. So even though we've got Jupiter, who usually bestows gifts and good fortune wherever it's placed, it just really isn't doing that in Capricorn. So we've got a little more intensity more than we have, good stuff. So that being the case, it's like any effort that you are exerting when it comes to certain things. And Mars is the planet of energy. It gives you that actual vital energy, the physical energy to do things. That is just debilitated because it is retrograde right now. So we've got this energy of trying to do things, but not being able to do them, being blocked from doing them, having delays, having roadblocks, not having the physical energy to do things. That's the environment that we're all working in. And in my particular situation, that is all playing out when it comes to my spiritually based business, namely Divine Feminine Works. So it's like anything I'm doing I'm going to need to exert 10 times more effort in order to get things done. And that's exactly what happened with these videos. It's like I've had to do them twice because they just did not come out right the first time. There was a whole bunch of technical difficulties. So it's like, think of it like walking barefoot uphill during a blizzard. Like that's the sort of energy that we're all working through, and that just happens to be playing out with respect to me putting out these videos. So hence why the videos are coming out later. And it's like even now that I'm able to actually do them and actually upload them, it's taking a lot more energy and a lot more effort. So I wanted to give you guys that example as a way to show you of how astrology actually works in real life, at least one small example. But speaking of astrology, let's get into the astrological forecast for you, Aries. So we're already in the middle of the month. So let's talk about what's already transpired. Then we'll get into this week of October 11th through 17th, which is really kind of big. It's like the most important and intense week of the month. Then we'll get into the astrology of what's to come for the end of October. So October, generally speaking, is pretty intense. We've got 2 full moons this month as opposed to 1. And in between those 2 moons, we have a super new moon that's leading us up to eclipse season. So emotions are going to run high this month. Frustrations are also going to run high this month because we've got Mars retrograde and we've got Mercury retrograde. So at the time, you're trying to move forward, but you really feel like you're taking like several steps back. So it can be very frustrating. But it can be illuminating too, because like I said, this particular week, October 11th through 17th, I feel like a lot of people can at least finally start to see and understand how and why things are changing in their lives and in their environment around them. So it can be particularly eye-opening. But let's get back to the beginning. So we started out the month with a full moon in Aries in your first house. So full moons illuminate. The moon is completely lit up and it illuminates. It either illuminates things that have come to an end, things that have come to a culmination, or it illuminates things that have been hidden from us. And with you, Aries, I feel like this full moon, the full moon that passed, which was on October 1st, was very enlightening in terms of yourself. I think there were certain aspects of yourself, particularly your outlook on the world, that may have surfaced that you might have found surprising or that you didn't really know about yourself. Particularly with Mars retrograde, I feel like you're learning new things about yourself, particularly how you deal with setbacks, how you deal with delays. And I feel like that was pretty eye-opening for you and may have surprised you. So that may have been illuminated under the light of the full moon on October 1st. Following October 1st, we have Pluto going direct on October 4th. This is huge because Pluto is part of that great conjunction of Pluto, Saturn, and Jupiter currently in Capricorn. And Pluto is the last of those 3 planets to have gone direct. Jupiter went direct on September 12th. Saturn went direct on September 29th. And now finally we had Pluto going direct on October 4th. So what does this mean? So throughout the summer, all 3 of those planets were retrograde, and retrograde is a period of rest. It's a period of reflection, of remembering, of reevaluation. So over the summer, we all had the time and the energy to sort of reevaluate everything that's going on, particularly things that have been going on since the beginning of 2020 for sure, and maybe even as far back as the end of 2017. We had that time, we had that energy, particularly with everyone being in quarantine. That was a time to reflect. Now that all 3 planets are direct, it's go time. And it's not so much that it's things that you can do, because these are 3 heavy hitter planets and there's no way that you can really control what they're doing. You can sort of just work with the energy that they provide. We've got Saturn at home in Capricorn that is just giving us difficult lessons, providing challenges and obstacles as a way to mature us and as a way of providing stability in our lives. We've got Pluto that is the planet of transformation and power. A lot of us are learning our own personal power. A lot of us are learning how to wield power in our external environment. A lot of us are learning how to deal with power that is exerted upon us and maybe changing that, because Pluto is all about endings and it's all about transformation. It's about death and rebirth. So there are a lot of endings, a lot of things coming to an end, but it also means rebirth as well. And then we've got Jupiter in the mix. And Jupiter, like I said before, is at a weakened state because Jupiter does not like being in Capricorn. It's actually in its fall in Capricorn. So although we've got little pockets of positivity, it's not as grand and as expansive as it could be, because it's like, imagine you being stuck, frozen in a block of ice, and you're trying to expand. You really can't expand because it's almost like you're frozen in time. And that's the sort of energy that Jupiter exhibits when it's in Capricorn. So you've got all of 3 three planets mixing and mingling these energies together, and they're now direct. So they're now moving forward full speed ahead. And for you, Aries, this is all happening in your 10th house of career and public life. So probably since the end of 17, you guys have been experiencing a lot of transformation, upheaval, obstacles, and pockets of good fortune when it comes to your career, your reputation, the life that you live out loud, the life that everyone sees of you, whether that be online, whether it be your own business, whether it be you working for an organization. That is the area of your life that has been affected by the Great Conjunction. And again, with Pluto having gone direct on October 4th, now we're going to start seeing more upheaval. We're going to see more endings, more obstacles, and a little more good fortune sprinkled every now and then. So that was Pluto going direct on October 4th. Now we're up to this week, which is October 11th through October 17th, which I said before is going to be pretty eye-opening because we've got the sun square to this Great Conjunction. So that just means that you are going to be very aware of what is changing, how is changing, and maybe why things are changing. So it can be really eye-opening, but can also be very uncomfortable because I feel like this week in particular, a lot of truths are going to be revealed. Anything that is touched by the light of the sun is out in the open. It's revealed. So a lot of us are going to start seeing a lot of truths popping up, which again can be a little uncomfortable, but can also be very eye-opening and enlightening. And if you use the energy as gaining information that you need to move forward, this week is going to be very beneficial for you. Smack dab in the middle of the week, we've got Mercury going retrograde in the sign of Scorpio. As we all know, with Mercury retrograde, appliances start acting up, electronics start acting up, communication is all wonky, there's a lot of misunderstandings. That's normal with Mercury retrograde. However, what a lot of people don't focus on when it comes to Mercury retrograde is reflection. Just like I said before with the Great Conjunction, throughout the summer you had the time to reflect and reevaluate. That's the same thing with Mercury retrograde. It's just in a shorter period of time and probably at with respect to a different sector of your life. And for you, Aries, Mercury retrograde is happening in the sign of Scorpio. It's happening in your 8th house. The 8th house covers transformation, it covers sex and intimacy, and it covers shared resources. So when it comes to intimate partnerships, be mindful that communication is going to be haywire. If you have an intimate partner, someone you live with, a spouse, a sexual partner, there's a high likelihood of misunderstandings when it comes to paperwork, particularly for loans, taxes, inheritances, mortgages. There's going to be a lot of miscommunication and maybe errors as well. So make sure any financial documents, any documents having to do with resources that you share with other people, make sure you go through those with a fine-tooth comb. The thing with Mercury in Scorpio is that it wants to get to the heart of the matter. So any communications, any conversations with your intimate partner or with people that you share resources with is going to be deep and intense and get to the heart of the matter. And with the sun squaring the Great Conjunction, maybe there are some things that have been hidden under the surface that are going to come to your consciousness, that are going to be revealed during this Mercury retrograde season. And with that, season, it's 3 weeks. And with that, you're going to gain valuable information. You're going to gain information that you're going to be able to reflect upon, and you can use that in order to move forward successfully, whether it has to do with shared resources, intimacy, and sex. Any of those sort of topics are up for grabs with this Mercury retrograde. Again, great time to reflect and review. And then we end the week, particularly today, October 16th, we have a new moon in Libra. Now, this new moon is a super new moon, and the energy is very potent for new beginnings. It's just going to be a little wonky because it's also going to be square the Great Conjunction. So it's going to be eye-opening. Truths are going to be revealed that you need. You need this information to come forth because you need to maybe eradicate it from your personal space. You need to get rid of it, emotionally speaking, so that you have the fertile soil in order to plant seeds that you want to see grow. Again, it's going to be a little wonky. So that being the case, this is a great time to reflect and review. Not the best time to take action on those things that you want to manifest. So chill out for a little bit, strategize, review, and then when the time is right, particularly I feel like when Mars goes direct, I think that'll be the time to take forth to take action going forward. So then we move into the week of the 18th through the 24th. And the major thing happening next week is that the sun is going to be moving into Scorpio. For you, Aries, this is going to be your 8th house, again, of shared resources, sex, and transformation. So what does that mean? So when the sun goes into Scorpio, I feel like you guys are going to be directing your energy and your focus towards making changes in your life, particularly as it relates to deep emotions that you've been feeling. Some of you may be working on projects with a partner, an intimate partner. Some of you may be having a lot more sex when the sun goes into Scorpio. For others of you, that may be focused on loans, maybe focused on mortgages, maybe focused on inheritances. Some of you may become aware of people that have passed on when the sun moves into Scorpio. Especially because that's when the veil is the thinnest. And, you know, once the veil is the thinnest in Scorpio season, that's when a lot of ancestors come through, or a lot of ancestors or people become ancestors. So you may experience people passing away during this time. We all do, not just you, Aries, but we all. So that's what happens when the sun moves into the sign of Scorpio. And then we end the month, like I said, this month is very intense. We end the month with a full moon in the sign of Taurus, which is happening in your 2nd house of money and material possessions. So this full moon that's coming up on October 31st, on Halloween of all days, right, is going to be pretty intense as well. I feel like I'm overusing that word, but it applies, because it's going to be conjunct Uranus in Taurus. So again, full moons illuminate. They either show the culmination of something or they uncover something that was hidden. For you, being that this is in your money house, there may be a financial situation that may come up that may be surprising, because this full moon is going to be conjunct Uranus. Uranus is the planet of surprise. It's the planet of revolting. It's the planet of deviating from the norm. So whatever comes up under this full moon is going to be surprising, astonishing, might throw you for a loop. But again, things become illuminated because now we need to find the truth and we need to know what to do with this information. So it may mean that you may need to revamp some financial plans. It may mean that you may need to eradicate some financial plans. But whatever comes up, you're more than capable of handling it, Aries. Just prepare to expect the unexpected with that full moon in Taurus happening on October 31st. So that is the astro forecast for you, Aries, for October 2020. Let's get into the tarot and see what messages Spirit has for you this month. All right, so we're going to start off with the oracle cards for an overarching message and then circle back with the tarot for a more specific message. So without further ado, let's get into it. We start out with blessed. I like this. I feel like this is just letting you know that things are okay. That's what I'm hearing right now, Aries. Things are okay. Regardless of what's going on, you are loved and you are blessed. Stability can be yours, because you see here we have a 22, which reduces to a 4. I feel like you may be worried or anxious about something, and I feel like you need to just remember that you are blessed and highly favored is what I'm hearing. All right. Then we've got communication. I feel like this speaks directly to Mercury retrograde in Scorpio happening in your 8th house. Particularly watch out with respect to communication with intimate partners or people that you share resources with. I feel like wires can be crossed and misunderstandings are highly likely. And when we're talking about people that we either are having sex with, people that we're intimate with, or people that we share resources with, emotions can run very high because we feel very vulnerable with these people because they're sort of in a place with us that is very emotional. It's deep, it's intense. So emotions can run very high. And I feel like you really need to be cognizant of your communication with these people, especially with Mercury going retrograde. We've got teaching and learning. What number is this? 57, which is a 12, which reduces to a 3. And we've got 2 3s here. This is a 6. But we've got 2 3 here, 2 3s here as well. There's a lot that can be learned, and I really think this does have to do with your intimate partnerships and people that you share resources with. I feel like there's a lot that can be learned if you guys open up the level of communication. But again, with Mercury going retrograde, I feel like you have to be really slow and deliberate with what you say and how you express yourself. It's not always about what you say. It's also your body language. It's also your vibe. I feel like there's a lot that can be learned from that. And also this speaks to the full moon that either happened. I feel like it deals with both full moons, because the first full moon that we had on the 1st was in your first house. So it was all about yourself. I feel like there's a lot that you've learned about yourself in the last month or so, particularly in the last 2 weeks. But there's also a lot that you can learn from an intimate partner this month. So use Mercury retrograde to reflect and review on those lessons that you've learned. Especially, again, communication is not just what you say. It's also your behavior. It's your demeanor. It's your vibe. There's a lot of unspoken communication between you and a partner, intimate partner. And this could be business also, because if we're talking about resources, you share resources with business partners also. There's a lot that can be learned from what is not said as much as from what is said. And then we've got peace. It says, I am a being of love and I release all negative energy. I feel like this is where this blessed card comes in as well. It's like, how do I put this? Certain things have to be resolved between you and an intimate partner. Communication lines may have gotten crossed. But I feel like at the core of it, both of you want the same thing. Both of you want peace. Peace of mind in particular. Yeah, y'all want peace of mind. Y'all want the same thing. To be on the same accord, I'm hearing. That's why it's super important to make sure that you are communicating clearly and openly this month with your intimate partner. Super important. And then we've got weight. Remember how I said before, especially when I'm talking about this new moon in Libra, new moons are all about setting intentions. And because this new moon is a super new moon, it's like potent potential energy. Like the energy to start something new is super potent. It's almost like it's on steroids. That's how potent it is. But it's not the right time to act. And I feel like some of you, you see this person is holding this sword. I feel like some of you may want to cut someone off with the quickness. And I feel like, wait, don't make any rash decisions. Don't make any sudden movements or don't take any sudden actions right now. It's not the time for that. With Mars retrograde, Mercury retrograde, it's not the time to take action. Wait. I feel like there's a relationship that could be salvaged here. Even if it can't be salvaged, now is not the right time to cut somebody off. I feel like a lot of you need to get into prayer right now. Prayer and meditation. This says blessed, by the way. A lot of you need to get into that right now. But now is not the time to be taking action. All right, let's get into the tarot for some more messages. We've got Queen of Pentacles. You could be in a relationship with a Queen of Pentacles, particularly a Capricorn, I'm seeing. There's abundance here. If we're talking about shared resources, we're talking about, we've got the sun moving into Scorpio, which is shared resources. We also have a full moon going on in your personal resources house. Some of you are either involved in an intimate relationship with a Queen of Pentacles. And just because I say queen doesn't mean it's a woman. I just feel like it's just a Capricorn, Taurus, or Virgo. But particularly Capricorn I'm seeing here. There is abundance here. There's abundance. For others of you, I feel like when it comes to your own personal finances, you need to take on the characteristic of a Capricorn. Capricorns are all about their money. They're all about their money. They're all about success. They're all about status. And I feel that's the persona that you need to take on if you want to have abundance personally in your own life. Capricorn is also in the Great Conjunction. And it's at home in Capricorn. Saturn is at home in Capricorn. And I feel like, remember how I said this is directly square to Mars in Aries? It's also square to the Sun in Libra. So I feel like there's an awareness that you are going to have as it relates to your career, as it relates to the relationships that you have in your life and how those are affecting your money, Aries. I feel like that's what's going to come into your consciousness this week in particular. But for others of you, y'all are involved in an intimate relationship with an earth sign. We've also got the High Priestess. Remember how I said that some of you need to get into prayer this week? You really need to, because this is also the kind of energy that you need to get into this month. This knowing, this intuition. That's why you need to wait, because y'all need to, you see how she's got her eyes closed? And it almost looks like she's meditating, right? I feel like y'all need to do this too. And you notice the moon at the top. There's a lot that these full moons, I feel like both full moons and the new moon have a lot to teach you, Aries. A lot that you can learn. So go back and think about what was happening around the time of that first full moon. Now, keep your eyes open and see what you're experiencing and feeling, particularly with this new moon. Again, it's not about everything that is said and communicated verbally. It's about emotions. It's about what is unsaid that is also very important. And I feel like that's going to be very important around the time of this new moon. And then I want you to take a look at what comes up under the full moon on October 31st, because there are important lessons that you need to learn. That is why you have to wait. That's why you have to wait. You got to let this month ride out before you make any decisions or actions. And I feel like it's peace. Whatever you do, whatever transpires, it's leading you towards a place of peace, particularly peace of mind. But this is the energy that you need to embody. A lot of you also need to embody this Capricorn energy as well this month, at least when it comes to your resources. Let's get more messages here. All right, we've got the Four of Cups. Some of you are really unhappy about a particular relationship. I feel like your unhappiness in it is causing you, it's affecting your money and it's affecting your resources. It's this level of unhappiness and just boredom that you have that's making you, or that's going to have you miss an opportunity as it affects your money, whether it's your personal finances or finances that you share with somebody else. You're just bored, or you're just down in the dumps, I'm hearing. And it's causing you to miss out on something that may be offered to you. Something that may fill your cup is going to miss you because you are just down in the dumps or bored, I'm hearing. A lot of you are just bored. That may resonate with someone, but that's what I'm hearing. Let's get another card here. We've got the Six of Pentacles, and this is right under the Queen of Pentacles. So there is some assistance, financial assistance that you're going to get, or things are just going to balance out for you money-wise. I feel like your finances are going to be able to flourish. Yep. And the Six of Pentacles is the moon in Taurus. What did I say? We're about to have a full moon in the sign of Taurus, which is your second house of money and material possessions. There's a lot that this full moon coming up on the 31st is going to teach you, Aries. And I really need you to keep your eyes open, your eyes peeled, your ears open, because there's a lot that you can learn. And if you are in this state, right, this meditative state, this quiet state, I feel like you're going to be able to receive these messages, because again, if you are down in the dumps, if you're bored, if your mind is just elsewhere, I'm hearing, you're not going to be able to get the lesson and the message that you need at the time of the full moon on the 31st. All right, we got 2 more cards here. We've got the 6 of Swords. Whatever this message is, whatever it is that you're going to learn, it is going to move you forward. It's going to move you out of turbulent waters into more calm waters. And what is calm? That's peace. Y'all may have some financial upheaval, particularly with a partner. Whatever you learn at the full moon on the 31st, that information is going to help you move forward to a place of peace. We also have the Tower. And again, this speaks to this full moon happening on the 31st. Remember what I said, it is conjunct Uranus. This is Uranus energy, surprise, destruction. May not necessarily be destruction, but I really feel that whatever comes up at that full moon is going to be a little jarring. And it might be very uncomfortable and extremely astonishing. But if you notice on this card as well, what do we have here? We have this dove, which is peace. Out of this chaos, out of this surprising energy that you're going to experience at the full moon is going to come peace. Peace is going to come out of that. That is why it is imperative that you wait. Imperative that you wait. And we've got the 2 of Pentacles at the bottom of the deck. This is Jupiter in Capricorn. This is the great conjunction as well. I feel like whatever cycles you've been going through, whatever back and forth you've been going through, especially with your career and your finances, that is going to come to an end very soon. Again, it's the full moon on the 31st that's going to be pivotal for you, Aries. All right, let's get some clarification over here. I'm going to get some clarification on this 4 of Cups. What are you bored about? Or what are you down in the dumps about? This card just wanted to fly out. Look at this. Sudden wealth. You're down in the dumps about your money. Your money and your resources, particularly the resources that you share with somebody else, it has your mind elsewhere. It's like you're preoccupied and you won't be able to focus on whatever you're supposed to focus on, particularly as it pertains to your career and your money. Let's get one on this Tower. I want to see what may be surprising you. What may come up at this full moon that surprises you, Aries? We got 2. Oh! False person and courtship. If we're talking about, the sun is currently in Libra, which is your relationship sector. And then when it moves into Scorpio, then we're talking about intimacy in relationships. Something's going to come up with your relationship, Aries. A false person that you've been dating. Maybe the person that you're in an intimate relationship with is dating someone else. And it's affecting your money. Money is an energy. Money is a vibration. And whatever vibration you carry is how money comes to you. If you're vibing high, that's when you get abundance. If you're vibing low, that's when your money is off. And if you've got someone around you, someone that you're intimate with, if you're intimate with someone, you take on their energy. If their energy is all messed up, that's what causes messed up money. That's what causes messed up resources. This person around you may not be the best. And it's going to come up at the full moon. And it's going to be surprising. I feel like this may throw you for a loop. You didn't expect this person to be false or be doing some underhanded shit right now. But the truth will set you free. Peace. The truth will bring you peace. That's why you got to wait. That's why you got to wait, Aries. All right. Let's see what this 6 of Pentacles is here. We've got official person. I feel like you're going to be helped, or there's going to be an official person that comes into your purview around the time of the full moon that may be able to help you get your finances on track. They're going to help you with stability. They're either going to help you or give you some information to help you. Let's get one on this Queen of Pentacles. We've got occupation. Like I said, Aries, you need to take on the persona of a Capricorn when it comes to your career and your finances. This is someone who works really hard. Someone who works really hard. They put their nose to the grindstone. They put in the work to have the success and abundance. That's the energy that you need to have, particularly this month. All right. So let's get 3 astrology cards to close out the reading for Aries for October 2020. Okay. We've got opposition, balance. This is what's going on with this new moon that's happening today, October 16th. The new moon it's showing us balance, where we need to have balance in our lives between ourselves and between our relationships. How that plays out for you, Aries, is that you've got Mars in Aries, which is all about self-preservation, defending yourself, defending what you have, against the Sun in Libra, which is all about your relationships. And what have I been saying about relationships this entire reading? You need to put yourself first, meaning that you need to embody that Capricorn energy, that success-minded energy, in order to get your finances up. And that has to be balanced against the needs of your partner. The needs of your partner may need to take a back seat to what you need to do for yourself right now, Aries. Particularly if it comes out that this partner that you have is a false person or is doing underhanded things. They may be dating other people. It's time for you to put yourself first and put your money and your resources first, Aries. I feel that so strongly for you this month. You need to put yourself first. Wait to take action, but know that whenever you do take action, when it's the right time to take action, you need to put yourself first. You haven't been putting yourself first, particularly as it relates to this relationship. And then we've got Venus. Venus is love. Venus is currently in Virgo, but it's about to move into Libra at the end of the month. You're going to get a positive boost of energy at the end of the month when it comes to this relationship. And it might be the energy you need to cut this person out of your life. But again, you got to wait for the right time for that. Let's get one last card here. We've got 4th house. Your 4th house is Cancer. Interesting. Ooh, I'm hearing it as clear as day now. 4th house also covers ancestors, your background. Remember I said some of y'all need to get into this prayer and meditation. Some of y'all need help from your ancestors with this. You really do. And you need to tap into that. You need to tap into your roots in order to get the energy to deal with all of this. It's a lot, but just remember that the end result of all of this is peace. The truth shall set you free, and peace of mind will be yours when everything is said and done, Aries. I know it's tough, but it's got to get worse before it gets better. And once it gets better, you will enjoy peace in your life, and you won't be dealing with this kind of energy, this false person kind of energy, someone dating other people. Your money is all messed up. You know, you're already going through an upheaval with your career. You've probably been going in this vicious cycle. You want all of that to stop. And it will, in due time and when the time is right. All right, Aries, that has been your astro forecast and tarot scope for the month of October 2020. I sincerely hope that you were able to get at least one important message from this reading. If you would like to book a personal reading with me or order an astrology report, those links are in the description box below. I'm offering a special on one of my tarot readings this month. The messages from Spirit tarot readings are only $20 throughout the month of October. It's really a steal. They are 50% off from their normal price, and it's such a great reading. Clients love it because rather than asking a question, and a lot of times we're like, well, I don't know what question to ask or what question is important for me to ask. You, rather than ask a question, you get a message directly from Spirit that's important and relevant to you and what you really need to know at that particular time. Again, I'm running a special on the messages from Spirit tarot readings. They're only $20 for the month of October, and I will put that link in the description box below. Definitely take advantage of that while they are on sale. Don't forget to follow me on Instagram at Divine Feminine Works. Every week I do a series called The Week Ahead, where I do a quick and dirty tarot read along with a quick and dirty astro forecast for the upcoming week. I also have got some really good content on my Instagram, so follow me there so you don't miss any of that. As always, everything I do is a labor of love and comes straight from the bottom of my heart. Aries, if you feel so inclined and would like to tip me by buying me a coffee, that link is in the description box as well. Aries, my loves, it is always a privilege and an honor to read for you. Thank you so much for watching my video. I hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you next time.